We're rolling. I'm Bonnie Libhart, and we're delighted that you are here. Do you want to have the most incredible body and things that you can learn for this holiday? But you know, holiday is not just Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, and Valentine's Day. It is day to day forever. And I decided a long time ago when I looked at my grandmother's picture when she got married, and she weighed 107, cutest little waistline. And when I knew her, I said, "Grandmother, how much you weigh?" She said, 308 pounds. I said, "How did you go from 107 or 8 to 300? She said, "Good old country cooking." And she didn't exercise. Of course, she had 8 or 10 whatever children, and I guess that kept her busy and testing out that good old country cooking. But how can we get an athletic mindset? I made the decision that day that I was going to watch how much of that good old country cooking I ate, and also to spend 30 minutes 2-3 times a week exercising, mainly riding bicycles, and I probably have every possible thing you could have for an exercise, from the ball that you jump up and down, do all these things. I am Zumba for Zoomers. You know what a Zoomer is? You've heard of the baby boomers? If you're over that age, you're a Zoomer. Well, I'm a Zoomer. So I do Zumba for Zoomers. And there's the people that you're going to meet, like this young lady right here, Randy, and thank you, Randy, for setting up the cameras and doing so many things, but she has an athletic mindset. What in the world is an athletic mindset, Randy? She's part of the WIN Athletic Mindset. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from, what you do here, and we're right now in Los Angeles, California.
I thought we were in Huntsville.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, we will be in Huntsville.
That's right.
This will be coming out of Huntsville.
Well, thanks for having me on your Huntsville show.
Yeah,
I
there
appreciate
you go.
it.
But it'll go global.
There you go.
It does.
It all does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, born and raised in New York. It comes out now and then, my New York accent.
I love it.
I try to suppress it, but it comes out. And loved growing up in New York, melting pot of many different ethnic backgrounds where I grew up. So being in such diverse company allowed me to open up my heart and my minds to many different people. And been an athlete my entire life. I was my father's only son, so I had
Randy
to...
Friedman, I have to tell you about my cousin that lives in New York, and he says, "It's a great place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit there."
Never heard it put that way.
Yeah, my daughter's supposed to be on who wants to be a millionaire, and they called her when Sandy was there and said, "Don't come now, we're canceling everything." But anyway, so you actually grew up there in?
Just outside Manhattan, about an hour north of Manhattan, called Westchester County.
Oh,
and,
beautiful area.
Very pretty area. Grew up in Norshell, New York. And
Hi there. Hi people. Wonderful people.
Very different. It's very diverse. Actually, Norshell is a very big melting pot of different diverse backgrounds.
That's where all the rich people go.
So it's a mixture. It's a good mixture. Middle class. Well, you know, grew up middle class, and two amazing parents.
So interested in athletic events and mindset and all that.
You know, my dad, hand-eye coordination was amazing since I can remember. He played incredible tennis and racquetball, and racquetball was my first love because I used to watch him play.
Really?
And
I have a hard time getting over the net when I play tennis.
Well, and you know, there's a sport for everybody out there, I suppose, and I just liked them all. Whatever my dad was playing, I was following, and took up competitive racquetball at a very young age.
Competitive racquetball?
Yeah, I played professional for many years.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know there was a professional racquetball.
That is usually the response I get.
I always have to show my ignorance. I didn't know there were professional.
Well, the challenge is that in the 80s, gyms were actually racquetball clubs.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, they started in the sweatshops and they went to build racquetball courts, and it did very well in the 80s, and it took on very fast. But the problem is it's not a big spectator sport because the ball's so fast. And because you can't televise it, the sponsors won't pay for it.
Yeah, and it's hard to get 1,000 people in that little area for the racquetball.
It is. I mean, the biggest area, you got 3 glass walls if you're lucky to fit a stadium, but still you can't get very far away because then you can't follow it.
So now, then, didn't you play golf also?
Well, I went from racquetball to personal training and bodybuilding, nutrition, and I took up golf a little bit later after teaching racquetball for so many years. I think once you're a teacher, you know how to communicate.
Yes.
And it was just learning a different modality of sport. And I fell in love with golf. I actually learned to play with a bunch of old men, public golf courses, and learned how to do everything with a 7-iron. It's interesting when you get older.
Sexy seniors.
I apologize, sexy seniors. So fell in love with it.
Because we have an invention that we might have to get you one, but it's a golf club that you can look, it's all digitized, and you can look and see how you hit that last ball and what you should do to correct it for the next one. It's really incredible.
Interesting. Well, golf is a lot like life. A lot of similarities.
Really? How's that?
Absolutely. Well, sometimes you're in the rough and you just got to get back and play. And you got to be smart, and there's a lot of risk and a lot of reward. And you know, there are times when you want to take the risk and go for it over the water, and there are times when you just want to lay up and hit a short shot and hit it over the water closer. And there are a lot of life lessons within the game that I personally learned.
What are some of those life lessons?
Well, you know, like standing on the first tee, there are many people that I've taught. You know, there are 18 holes on a golf course, and many people I've taught said, "Randy, I just don't like the first tee. It's scary." You know, there are people are watching me, and I've told them 2 things. Number 1, either go to the second hole and just bypass number 1. You don't have to play in the first tee then. And number 2 is the people that are watching you are just thinking, get off the first tee, I want it's my turn. They don't really care how you're playing. But our perception is that people care that I don't swing perfectly or I don't hit the ball perfectly, when it's not true. They just want to play their game. So it's a lot about perception.
I love to hear the audience. Look what she's doing now. She's, you know, almost through. Yeah, I love that.
But so I taught for about 10 years. And I taught golf, became a golf pro. And I played competitively and taught. And my love is teaching. I love teaching people to really get out of their own way and to help them be their best.
Get out of your own way.
Listen, that most of us anyway, we're just in our own way.
That's true.
Right?
That's been my challenge for many years.
More
than when you were born. Well, let's talk about.
So I got to before I was writing this book, I wrote another book called Your Inner Swing: 7 Lessons in Golf and Life. And what I found
wonderful.
Well, it was mostly towards golfers, but also towards the corporate mind, because since I taught right outside of Manhattan, I taught a lot of bankers and high-end affluent people that can make $1 million, but couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. So when they're running to the first tee, they say, "Randy, did you have 5 minutes? I've got a tournament coming up." You know, last minute, you really can't learn anything. But that was, you know, I was on a pedestal. I was the golf pro. Randy's, oh, she's coming in. It's an interesting feeling. I'd walk into the kitchen and say, "Okay, you guys are feeding me. I'm going to be friendly with everybody in this kitchen." You have to communicate with people, right?
That's right.
But yet the members, these affluent members, would say, "Oh, you know, Randy's the golf pro. She can teach us anything." Well, I can, but you have to practice it. You're not going to own what I'm teaching you unless you actually work at it, right? They wanted it instantly.
That's kind of like life, isn't it?
It's a lot like life. It's a lot like life. So what I realized were 99% of the golf pros taught the physical game, but very few taught the mental game. And I've been teaching athletic mindset for a very long time, using that phrase without putting it into a book phrase. But the idea is that think like an athlete means how would you get out of this situation if you're in trouble? And how would you score the best if you're in position?
Yes.
That makes sense?
It makes sense.
You don't have to be a perfect athlete to think like one. You just have to have better visualizations and better images of what you want. Okay? So the athletic mindset actually
3 tools for success.
3 tools for success. They are the acronym for BAG: beliefs, awareness, and gratitude.
That's right.
That's
belief. I am so excited about that bag.
Well, what about your bag? Is your bag empty or is it filled with lots of stuff?
Oh, it's filled with lots
of course.
Wonderful stuff.
Wonderful stuff. And that's an attitude. Some people don't think their bag is wonderful.
Really?
Well, it's an attitude.
That's the mental health.
Right? So the beliefs, your beliefs, were you born with your beliefs?
I always thought I did, but I probably learned them from my mom.
Well, you weren't born, this was your head. You weren't born, this was your shoulders. We learn things, right?
Yes.
And as we get older, we learn different beliefs. And a belief is just a thought you keep thinking.
That's true.
Okay? So you think it over and over and over again, you own that belief.
That's true.
But we can change that belief. Correct.
Is that why some people are just feel negative all the time?
Well, it's the words they're saying to themselves, right?
And so if they could change that affirmation,
When they change it.
when they change it, then it becomes gratitude too, that they're so
Of course.
thankful.
Of course. Yeah. So the beliefs, awareness, and gratitude, if you take those three things and you put them together,
That's
life.
anything.
And we can always make them better. We can always improve on them.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So whether you're an athlete or
like
a corporate.
The win helps people to do.
Absolutely.
The win on like Women's Informational Network. I keep trying to say international. Oh,
It is international, isn't it, though? It should be. The Women's International Network. I like that.
I said it several times. But you and your partner are the global, we have people in the United States, but you are the rest of the world.
Well, we're
going to be teaching
correct.
belief,
We are going to be leaving,
awareness,
correct,
and gratitude.
Absolutely. Because there's so many athletic-minded people around this world.
There are.
Women, especially. The Women's Information Network is about empowering women, right? And what we're doing is we're empowering these women to, like I said, get out of their own way, right? By educating them. By educating them
I
and
remember
helping
my
them.
aunt saying to my uncle, if you would stand off and look at yourself, you'd see what others are seeing about you. And that's exactly what you're saying.
Correct.
Get out of your own way.
Absolutely. And just step aside for a moment and see the potential.
So that is that the 3 tools for success?
The 3 simple tools for success are beliefs, awareness, and gratitude.
Right.
And what we did is...
believe if you don't believe? How can you
That's such
cross
a great question.
that line to believe?
Well, it starts with a thought, doesn't it? Right? Because if our beliefs are our thoughts, and if you think, I'm not saying you, but if somebody else thinks, I'm always late. My mother was always late, her mother was always late, and everybody else in my life is always late, therefore I'm always late. You're not born with that thought.
No.
You took that on.
I'm always early.
So, and at what point do you say to yourself, I don't want to be late anymore? Maybe you missed an appointment, you missed a great interview, you missed a job opportunity. Some pain was turned up enough to say, okay, that's enough. I don't want to be late anymore. So there's the awareness. There's the aha. The awareness is aha. The belief has been, I'm always late. The awareness becomes, I don't want to be late anymore because I just lost a great job potentially. So now, from this moment on, I am going to be on time. It starts with the affirmation. I am is an affirmation.
That's
Whatever
true.
comes after that is what you're affirming. So I'm always late is an affirmation. I'm always on time is an affirmation too. Even though you don't own it yet, you start with day 1. It takes 21 days to change a habit.
That's true.
So you start by feeling, what do I want? I want to be on time. You start the affirmation, I am always on time. And from this moment on, what happened in the past is the past, but now I go forward.
Cannot change. The good book says, the Apostle Paul said that he is going to cancel everything that's been behind and look forward to the future.
What can we do with the past? We can learn from it.
But we can't change it.
Correct. Correct. And that's really the athletic mindset. If you look at the top athletes in the world, practice time, play time. Okay? It's the amount that you put in, the work time that you put in, that when you're on that stage, when you're on that field, you just do.
Right.
You're not trying to do, right? Do or do not, there is no try.
Win
Okay?
sprints for the
So the athletic mindset is saying, I've got to put this much work in to
Get this
play
much.
this much, and to do it right, and to be in the zone, and to do it without thinking. And that goes for everything in life. So the athletic mindset applies to everything we do.
So how in the world did you get from New York to Florida to Huntsville? No, Gadsden, Alabama. Anyway, it's Smith Lake, which beautiful lake.
I happen to agree with you.
Well, except for the one in Salt Lake City by Dr. Paula Fellingham. I think that's very close to as beautiful.
No doubt. So how did I get from New York to
Yeah.
Florida is a really easy answer. You can't really teach golf in the snow. And we got snow in January. So, yeah, so I decided to go down to Florida to become a snowbird.
Mm-hmm.
And the longer I was there in the winter, and the more I watched the weather report when I was in Florida, up in New York, blizzard, I was like, I don't want to be there anymore. I'm getting older. I like the palm trees. I like the blue skies. I think I choose here. Plus, my parents were down there, so that made it easy.
Oh, yes.
So they're down there.
Dad was there. Stay here, indeed.
Yeah, you know what? I love being able to walk out in January in South Florida with just a light sweatshirt, and by noon you take it off.
Yeah.
So because I love to play. I'm an athlete at heart. I will always be one, and I just love to play. So if it's warmer out, I'm more up to playing.
That's true. And what part of Florida are you? Do you write the books there at home, or where do you get these? Because of the athletic mindset, I just love that with you and Linda Webb. But you got all these human beings complimenting you.
We've got a couple of testimonials on the back, people that actually like the book. And
Give
you know,
us some of who the testimonials were.
Actually, there's one on here that I think we both might know of.
Oh.
And this is from Dr. Paula Fellingham.
Oh, yes.
Because I've known Miss Paula for a long time. And she
How'd
said,
you ever meet her?
well, let me read her.
Let's read it.
In the athletic mindset, experts Randy Friedman and Linda Webb coach readers through a process that produces winners in the game of life. These 5-star authors have scored a grand slam with this must-read book. Share it with everyone you know. They'll thank you because it changes lives.
All right.
I can just hear her saying that too.
Yeah.
With her enthusiasm.
That's true.
Paula and I met quite a few years ago, about 2008, before my first book. And it is
What was your first book again?
Your Inner Swing, 7
Yeah,
Lessons
that's right.
in Golf and Life. And it was Paula that actually brought out the book out of me. She helped me to write it.
Wasn't she actually a mentor?
Absolutely.
For you?
Huge mentor for me.
You went to one of her seminars.
I did.
And so she said how to write a book in many days.
You know what? She gave out her book, Believe It, Become It. And I found myself reading that book and nodding yes on every single page. Yes, that's me. Yes, I want that. Yes, I believe that. And I've always had, thank goodness I had 2 amazing parents that were cheerleaders. That said, Randy, go, 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 go. When one door closes, another one opens. But you have to look for that door to open. It's not going to open for you. So when I heard Paula speak, her enthusiasm, her connection with people, you know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
She's just an amazing woman.
She is.
And when I was in a transition in my life, I was towards the end of teaching golf. I wanted something else. I didn't know what that was. I realized I had a way of teaching people of the mental game, that I could help people beyond where they were. And it was very easy for her to convince me, you need to write a book. And I had it. I think we all have a book in us.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
We all do.
And that material that she has, how to write a book in so many days.
Absolutely. I met so many people that have had such good insight and need to write a book, they don't know how to get started.
That's right.
Right?
You've
written how many? 8?
Eight, and I have at least 8 more manuscripts because I keep starting something else. And that's one of my faults. But I've been writing the book about the German prisoners of war that Winston Churchill talked President Roosevelt into bringing 400,000 German prisoners of war from the United States, from England to the United States to help, labor-starved Southern people. And they worked on my dad, not 400,000, but a couple dozen. Worked on the farm, helping because my brothers were in the Air Force and Merchant Marines, and so they were not Nazis in the sense. They were just 17, 18-year-old boys, 19, that had to go because they conscripted.
Yeah.
Well, they had to go because you can go or die, you didn't have that choice. And they were just wonderful. I wasn't afraid of one of them. They looked like my brothers. And we fed them, and my mother was praying, please let somebody be feeding my sons that are in the Second World War. And so I'd like to change the subject drastically again, but that book I've been writing on for 5 years. Anyway. Last night we had an incredibly wonderful meal, and at that meal, I got this gold coin. I collect gold coins, by the way, but this one was really special. Tell us a little bit about the gold coins.
Well, this is tool 3 of the 3 tools: beliefs chart, awareness ladder, and the gratitude coin.
Go slow, hold it slowly.
Okay, so the gratitude coin is near and dear to my heart and to Linda's as well, because as grateful as someone is, there's always more gratitude we can have towards people, towards things in our lives. I don't believe you can have more in your life until you're grateful for what you have in your life. Whatever it is, whether it's a car or a home or a relationship, you have to be grateful for where you are in the moment. The gratitude coin is a reminder to be grateful every single day, every moment your eyes open in the morning.
What you're going through,
It
you
doesn't
can
matter.
always take one more step
Correct.
forward.
Correct.
And be grateful for where you are. And oh, I just
Correct.
love it. Thank you so
Correct.
much for it.
Absolutely.
But so tell us how maybe people could get one of these.
Absolutely. We sell it on the website, but we actually have a special now that when you buy the Athletic Mindset, you get the coin free.
Oh my goodness, I gotta buy the
So the
Athletic
athleticmindset.com is easy to find it there. We also have it on the ebook as well, so if you're an e-reader, you can get it there as well.
Very much an e-reader.
Yeah.
And put my books on Amazon and all the different readers. And so I think that helps people where they can read a little bit of it, download it, read a little. If they don't think they're interested, they haven't spent a lot of money for it.
I personally like the feel of the book. I still like to hold the book.
Especially this is hardcover
Right.
with a
It's got
wonderful
some substance.
It tells a lot about Linda and a lot about Randy, and it's just incredible. The Athletic Mindset. Now tell me a little bit about where this guy says, I've got it.
Well, this is the workbook, actually. So I do workshops all around the country, and when we come to you to do a workshop, you've had to read this first.
Yeah.
You've had to read the Athletic Mindset first, so you get the gist of the workshop. And then in the workshop, we actually provide the participants with a workbook. So we're not motivating people for the moment. We're motivating them for the life. So however you want to use it, whether you take the tool of the gratitude coin or the beliefs chart or the awareness ladder, they get these take-home tools to teach their children. My number one thing I say to everybody, if you have kids or grandchildren or a spouse at home, somebody you love, teach what you learned in the Athletic Mindset to somebody else. Share this with somebody else. Because the energy shift in the room that I've seen is amazing, to watch people's eyes open up and to sit forward and say, I want more.
Yeah. That aha moment.
Exactly.
I got it. I got it.
I got it. Exactly.
Help their nieces and nephews.
That's exactly
When they come
right.
to visit, you've got something that you can
To share.
work with and
Absolutely.
share. And they go home, Mom, Dad, let me tell you what I learned today from
Exactly.
it.
The best compliment I have gotten, and I still get, is when somebody says, I read the book, I love it, and I gave it to my wife, I gave it to my son, I gave it to somebody else to read because I got so much out of it. Best compliment we can get.
Yeah. So you don't mind, oh, I wanted them to buy their own. You know what I mean? You said no.
And that's fine, but I also love being passed around.
That's right. That's really true. So if you could sum up your life and your future, why did you take off over, accept the whole universe, outside the United States, inside, but primarily outside?
Well,
To be the
I've been fortunate enough to be
global
given
summit.
the director of the international portion of the Global Women's Summits. We have the domestic and we have the global, the international. So I'll be working with every event director around the world where these events are placed. 2014, we're starting with, right now we have 10 solid that we're going into the countries. It'll probably double to easily 20. We have so many women that are coming out and saying, please come to our country. Please, we need this, we want this, we're thirsty for this. Where Linda is actually heading up the business development, there's going to be a huge push in business development from a global standpoint, where women connect with other women around the world to go directly to the source, directly to women in China to buy goods and services. That's what we're creating on a global scale, and I'm so excited to be a part of that.
Linda Webb, you're just a delight to know. I'm so happy that, Randy.
We're interchangeable, I got it. You're looking at the picture.
I know that. And you get to see both of them. One that's has the fraud dog, and the other one that's the athletic mindset. But you will learn from both. And also, if you would like to be part of the win online or on land, then go to thewinonline.com. And also how to get in touch with the athletic mindset, if you'll give us that real quick.
Theathleticmindset.com.
Okay. And we're glad you joined us today, and I look forward to talking to another person that's coming. Mr. Gary from Philadelphia has just walked in, and we'll be meeting him in just a moment. Thank you very much, Randy Friedman.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next week.